I got sent home early yesterday. I got sent home early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. This shit isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, you know, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect. And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I got shit I gotta take care of. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. She's playing games. And then all day, throughout the day, she keeps sending her little racial shit. And then throughout the day, she keeps on, like, putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people. It's not funny, man. That shit gonna have to stop. She's a bully. I'm telling you. She's a bully. She brings a lot of negative energy in there. She always panic when there's a lot going on, and then she try to manipulate that and make it seem like we ain't doing something right, but we are working really hard and doing great. It's just the fact that she panicked, and I caught her a few times making a mistake, and she tried to hurry up and play it off. You know, nobody's perfect.
Tell us about your sweet.
My mama was a good person. She was the best mom anybody could ever ask for. My mama, she woke up every day and went to work for us. My mama died trying to take care of us. She died.
My God.
She was so good to everybody. A hard-working woman. So kind. If anybody needed help, she would give you her last. Give you the shirt off her back. She did not deserve that at all.
How many kids does your mom?
6. All 6 of us. Me and my
5 girls
siblings.
and 1 boy.
My brother.
And she's aware that she took us from her.
We met everybody at McDonald's. My mama always shared with everybody that she loved her kids, showed them pictures of us. We would come up here. We met her co-workers. We met the lady and everything. I don't understand why she had to kill her. It was not fair. My mama didn't deserve that. My mama was even good to her. She was good to everybody. Everybody. I hate that she had to die alone in there. I hate that she had woke up trying to make money for me and my siblings and had to pass away just trying to work for us. It's not fair.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Here we take a snack of sources, cut through the noise, and bring you the clearest, most important insights to help you get truly well-informed. Today, we're diving into a really tragic incident out of East Point. It's a tough one. Happened at a local McDonald's and has, understandably, gotten a lot of attention. Our mission, as always, is to take what we know from public statements, arrest records, court documents, and just sort of systematically unpack the key details for you. We want to distill the facts, pull out what really matters, so you can get a clear picture of what happened and, you know, the legal side of things that followed.
Absolutely. And just to reiterate up front, everything we're discussing today comes strictly from those documented sources, legal filings, official statements, court records. That's our foundation. And it's vital to remember everyone involved is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. We're not implying guilt or taking sides here. We're just focused on conveying the reported facts as they've been documented.
Okay, so let's get into it. Let's set the scene. This tragedy really centers on 2 people. First, Jennifer Harris. She was 39, a manager at the McDonald's, and importantly, a mother of 6 kids. The other person is Afeni Mohammed, who was 26 and also an employee there.
Right.
Reports suggest the whole thing started with an argument. Seems it was about work duties there at the McDonald's on 9 Mile Road in East Point. And after this argument, Harris apparently sent Mohammed home from her shift. And this is where it gets, well, really chilling. As Mohammed was leaving, she reportedly said something stark, just, "I'll be back."
Yeah, that statement, it hangs heavy, doesn't it? Especially given what happened next. And the details around her return suggest, well, investigators believe it shows premeditation.
Yeah.
You'd think maybe someone goes home, cools off, right? But the reports indicate she didn't go straight home.
Oh, where did she go?
She apparently drove to a nearby park. And police reports state it was there, in the park, away from the initial conflict, that she made the decision to go back and, well, commit the act.
Wow. So not in the heat of the moment upon returning, but a conscious choice made somewhere else entirely.
That's what the investigators' report suggests. It points away from impulse and more towards a plan.
That detail about the park is disturbing. It really adds a layer. What else do we know about how she returned? Was it Like, immediate?
The reports describe a calculated return. She apparently came back into the McDonald's through a back entrance, and she was wearing a hooded mask.
A mask to hide her identity.
Seems likely, yes. And she wasn't empty-handed. She was carrying a kitchen knife. Reports say it was one she kept in her car.
So the mask, the knife from the car, using the back entrance, it all points towards planning, doesn't it?
It certainly strengthens the argument for premeditation, rather than, a spontaneous flare-up of anger right then and there.
And then the attack itself. What did the reports say happened when she got back inside?
It was immediate and brutal. Reports say Muhammad, without any warning, just started stabbing Jennifer Harris repeatedly.
Right there in the restaurant.
Yes. In front of other employees, even customers. It was public. And the reports mention potentially as many as 15 stab wounds. Just horrific violence.
15. And Jennifer Harris.
She was completely unarmed, caught totally off guard. Tragically, she died right there at the scene from her injuries. It's just awful to contemplate.
Unbelievable. But then something else happened, right? Something unexpected.
Yes. Amidst all that chaos, there was a really pivotal intervention. A customer who was in the drive-thru line, legally armed, saw what was happening.
What did they do?
This customer fired his weapon into the air. Apparently, that stopped the attack in progress.
Wow.
And then this same customer held Muhammad at gunpoint until the police could arrive.
That's incredible bravery, that intervention. It probably saved others from harm, right? And ensured she couldn't flee.
Absolutely. It was a critical moment. His actions stopped the violence and kept the suspect contained on scene until law enforcement took over. It meant evidence, like the knife, was secured immediately.
So the police arrive, Muhammad is held there. What happens next, legally?
Well, a really key piece here is what happened during police questioning. According to reports, Muhammad confessed.
She confessed to what exactly?
She reportedly admitted it all. That she had planned the killing after being sent home, that she went and got the knife from her car, and that, yes, she intended to kill Jennifer Harris.
A full confession detailing intent? That's huge for the investigation.
It's incredibly significant, yes. Along with the eyewitness accounts and the physical evidence, like recovering the knife at the scene, it builds a very strong initial case. She was arrested right there.
What kind of impact does a confession like that so early on have on how things proceed?
It provides a very solid foundation for the prosecution right out of the gate. It definitely influences subsequent decisions, like, for instance, the discussions around bail.
Of course. Beyond the legal facts, though, we have to talk about the human side of this. Jennifer Harris, her family.
Yes, the impact is devastating.
Her family described her as just incredibly kind, hardworking, someone who'd give you the shirt off her back, and again, a mother to 6 children. It's heartbreaking.
Absolutely.
And they also mentioned something else. They said they didn't know of any problems between Harris and Muhammad before this. No known conflict, which just makes it feel even more senseless, if that's possible.
Right. That lack of known prior conflict adds another layer of shock and confusion for the family and the community. It speaks to the suddenness and, seemingly, the inexplicable nature of the violence from their perspective.
And the community reaction. An attack like this in a McDonald's.
It sends shockwaves, definitely. People are mourning. They're shocked. A place you go to every day suddenly becomes a scene of such extreme violence. It really shakes your sense of security. It's a collective trauma for East Point.
Okay, so let's follow the legal path now. After the arrest, things moved to the courts. Afeni Muhammad had her arraignment. Can you quickly explain what that is for our listeners?
Sure. An arraignment is typically the first time a defendant appears formally in court after being charged. The charges are read out loud, and the defendant enters an initial plea, usually guilty, not guilty, or no contest.
And what were the formal charges brought against Muhammad?
She was charged with first-degree premeditated murder. That's the most serious murder charge, indicating intent and planning.
Okay.
And also carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent,
Yeah.
which relates directly to the knife used in the attack.
Got it. But there was something else too, right? Something about her being a habitual offender.
Yes, that's a really significant point. She's also facing these charges as a habitual second offender.
What exactly does that mean in legal terms? Does it make the charges themselves different?
It doesn't change the elements of the current charges, like murder or the weapon charge. But what it does do is potentially increase the penalty if she's convicted. Being designated a habitual offender in this case, second offender means she has at least one prior felony conviction. And because of that history, the prosecution can seek a much harsher sentence than they might for a first-time offender convicted of the same crime.
And do we know what that prior conviction was?
Yes. Reports indicate she has a previous stabbing conviction from Virginia. So it's a prior conviction for a violent felony, which carries a lot of weight here.
A prior stabbing conviction. Wow, okay. So at the arraignment, how did she plead? And what about legal representation?
Her attorney entered a plea of not guilty on her behalf. That's pretty standard at this early stage. And she requested a court-appointed attorney, which the court grants if the defendant cannot afford one.
And what are the next steps in the court process? Are there dates set?
Yes, the next key dates are coming up. There's a probable cause hearing scheduled for July 23rd, and then a preliminary examination is set for July 30th.
Can you briefly explain what happens at those hearings?
Sure, they're sort of like preliminary screenings. At the probable cause hearing, the prosecutor presents some initial evidence to show there's probable cause, basically a reasonable basis to believe a crime was committed and the defendant committed it. The preliminary examination is usually more in-depth, maybe with witness testimony. The judge listens to the evidence presented by the prosecution to decide if there's enough evidence to bind the case over for a full trial. It ensures the case has sufficient merit to proceed.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's talk about the bond hearing. This must have been a major point of contention.
Absolutely. Bond hearings are always critical, but especially in a case like this.
What arguments did the prosecution make regarding bond? Did they want her released?
Oh, quite the opposite. The prosecution argued very strongly that she should be denied bond entirely, held in custody with no option for release before trial.
And what was their reasoning for asking for no bond?
They laid out several points. First, the allegation that she entered a public place, that McDonald's filled with people, specifically intending to kill someone.
Okay.
Second, the fact that she tried to hide her identity using that hooded mask. Third, that she apparently tried to flee the scene right after the stabbing and was only stopped by that customer.
Right, the intervention.
Exactly. Fourth, and this was a big one, that prior stabbing conviction in Virginia, they argued it showed a pattern of violence.
Makes sense.
And finally, they argued there's a very high likelihood she'll eventually be convicted based on her own reported confession and all the eyewitness testimony. They essentially argued she's both a danger to the community and a flight risk.
That's a compelling set of arguments. How did the judge respond? Did they agree?
The judge largely seemed to agree with the prosecution's assessment of the risk. He specifically mentioned reviewing her violent criminal history, that prior conviction. He also noted her lack of strong ties to the local community, which can suggest a higher risk of fleeing. And he commented on just the sheer brutality of the crime itself.
So, weighing all that, danger to the public, flight risk, the violence.
Yes. Based on all those factors, the judge concluded she does pose a significant risk to public safety and is a substantial flight risk if released.
So, did he deny bond completely?
He didn't deny it outright, but he set an incredibly high bond amount.
How high?
$25 million. And it's specified as cash or surety only.
$25 million. That sounds astronomical. What does cash or surety only mean, practically?
It means she, or someone on her behalf, would either have to put up the entire $25 million in cash directly with the court.
Which is basically impossible for almost anyone.
Exactly. Or they'd have to go through a bail bonds company. So a bondsman would typically require a non-refundable premium, usually about 10%, so that's $2.5 million right there.
$2.5 million just for the fee.
Right. And the bondsman would also require significant collateral, potentially property or other assets worth the full $25 million to guarantee the bond. So functionally, a bond this high, especially cash surety, makes release extremely unlikely.
It sends a very strong message from the court, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It reflects the judge's serious concerns about the gravity of the alleged crime and the risk the defendant represents. It's reserved for the most serious cases with perceived high risk.
And let's say, hypothetically, someone could come up with that money. Are there other conditions she'd have to follow if released?
Oh, yes. Very stringent conditions were outlined. If she were somehow able to post bond, she would immediately be placed on a GPS ankle monitor, 24/7 tracking.
Okay.
She'd be required to stay within the state of Michigan, no leaving the state. She'd have to report her exact address to the court and notify them within 24 hours of any change.
Any other restrictions?
Yes, regular drug and alcohol testing would be mandatory. And crucially, she'd be under strict orders to have absolute no contact whatsoever with Jennifer Harris's family.
And no going near any McDonald's, I assume.
Correct. Barred from returning to any McDonald's location as well. These conditions are designed to monitor her closely and protect the community and the victim's family as much as possible, even if she were out on bond.
So what's her current status? Is she out on bond?
No. As of now, Afeni Mohammed remains in custody. She was unable to post that $25 million bond. So she's awaiting those next court dates, the probable cause hearing, and preliminary examination from jail.
It's just such a devastating story all around. You think about Jennifer Harris, this mother, lost her life. 6 children without their mom. It's just heartbreaking.
It truly is. The ripple effects of this kind of violence are immense, affecting the family, friends, coworkers, the whole community.
And it really makes you think about workplace violence, doesn't it? How a disagreement, something that happens probably every day in workplaces everywhere, could escalate to this absolute horror.
It's deeply unsettling.
We hope walking through these details, the sequence of events, that brave intervention, the legal process, the background, has given you a clearer picture. It's complex and tragic.
It really forces you to confront some difficult realities about conflict, safety, and the justice system's role.
So as you wrap up, maybe a final thought to consider, drawing from all this?
Yeah, perhaps think about this. What does a case like this really highlight about that intersection between, say, personal conflicts erupting in a workplace setting and how our justice system responds to such extreme violence, especially when, there's a documented history of violence involved like there is here?
That's a heavy question. It touches on prevention, intervention, accountability. So many layers. Definitely something worth reflecting on. We hope this deep dive has been informative, helping you understand this complex and very sad situation. Our goal is always to help you think critically about these major events. Thank you for joining us on The Deep Dive.
I got sent home early yesterday. I got sent home early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. This shit isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect. And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I got shit I gotta take care of. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. She's playing games. And then all day, throughout the day, she keeps sending her little racial shit. And then throughout the day, she keeps on, putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people. It's not funny, man. That shit gonna have to stop. She's a bully. I'm telling you. She's a bully. She brings a lot of negative energy in there. She always panic when there's a lot going on, and then she try to manipulate that and make it seem like we ain't doing something right, but we are working really hard and doing great. It's just the fact that she panicked, and I caught her a few times making a mistake, and she tried to hurry up and play it off. Nobody's perfect. It's fucking McDonald's. It happens. You know what I mean? Sometimes, somebody might get confused. So fuck, it gets busy, yeah. But she needs to stop playing like she don't be making mistakes. I be catching her. So all that animosity and shit that she keep putting in the air and stuff, then trying to tell me, I'm always snapping on people. No, that's false. No, I don't snap on people. I don't go in there doing that. I tell her, no, I make peace. That's what I'm doing. I've been creating peace. So all that negative energy that she's bringing in there and trying to manipulate it, no, that's going to stop. All that negative shit she's saying about, her personal life, all of that. No, she's bringing all of that in there and then playing games saying she want to take her belt off and beat somebody. Y'all act like my kids in here. No, we ain't your kids. Respect us. Stop talking to us like that. That shit is crazy. I'm telling you. But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny. Somebody will have to do something about that. It's not funny. It's not fair. It isn't funny at all. So, she could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that shit is going to catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all. It ain't.